So you were pretty much the
15.
youngest person in the club for those gigs.
I mean,
Not
you know,
quite,
me
because
and
there was some kid that came in with his dad. He must
Yeah,
be like 14. I mean,
you know, if your parents escorted you and told them you wouldn't drink, then
Right.
you know, they had to let you in, kind of, or you know, they were cool about it.
Right.
So yeah, that kind of, and yeah, I love Steve Harris, so that kind of influenced me to start playing bass. It's Iron Maiden.
Have you caught up with any of Have Mercy? I mean, because
They have a CD out.
Do they really?
Yeah, they have a CD out.
Wow.
Hey, cameraman. So, at what point did you actually start Recalcitrance?
Let's see. Recalcitrance started after I got out of school, and in like 88, 89, I put an ad in this Washington City paper.
And had you been jamming with people before then besides Mike Smith, or no? It was just
Before then, no, hadn't.
you hadn't jammed with the drummer or anything.
No,
like
I
that?
never played with a drummer with anyone else. You know, it's been a classic bedroom guitarist.
So then the city paper ad. What
City
happened?
paper.
You and Mike decided you would get a band going, or you were like, I'm starting a band?
No, at this point, I was on my own. I don't know if Mike was back in the area yet or not.
And he had been living in Japan or something like that.
Yeah,
on and
he
off?
had lived in. Actually, I think later was Australia was the last country.
Oh, okay, right, because he got into the rose tattoo and the stuff like that when they was
That's
was
right.
there.
That's right. That's right. So got out of school, looking for a band, and I met up with Mike Stovacek. No, actually, the guy I put an ad in the paper, and the guy who responded was Mike Simons. We haven't heard from him in years. We don't know if he's alive. We don't know where he is.
And he drummed.
No, he was the.
He was a bass player.
Well, he was a
wasn't
guitarist, but he's going to play bass because I play guitar.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That was Evil Mike Simons. So he answered the ad. He had Mike Stovacek, so I went up there and we jammed for a few times, and we jammed at Mike Stovacek's house in the basement in his garage. And we jammed at Drums Unlimited up there in Bethesda when it used to be in Bethesda a couple times. And then I didn't like what was going on. I stopped basically.
Right.
And 6 months, I tried to find some other guys to do stuff down here. They were up in Maryland. I'm in Virginia, and I don't like drive. I've got bad road rage, so it's better for me to be off the roads. So I started looking for some guys around here. Didn't find anything, and I called Mike Stovacek at that point.
Right.
And said, you want to come down here and jam? And so that was the start of it. It was me and Mike Stovacek. We got a bassist. Bill Allen was the first bassist. And then we went through many trying to find singer.
Right.
And eventually settled on Bill's roommate, Mike Klein, as a singer. And, I love the vocals on the first tape.
I don't think I've heard it.
You haven't heard the first tape?
I don't think I've heard it, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's because it's definitely, it's a different sound than the second tape.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
It's heavier and it's.
I think it's punkier. I think the vocals are kind of more hardcore.
And did you gig out before the singer joined, or you hadn't played?
Never.
So your first gigs were with the singer.
Yeah.
And where were you guys?
I don't
playing
think we
with
ever
him?
played with Bill Allen. I mean, he left, and then we put an ad in the paper. Well, no.
Oh, so you had done the demo, and then Chris joined up.
No, actually,
they already had a demo out.
We had a demo, but I think Mike Smith was on it. So at some point before we've got a singer, and then we decide, Mike comes in to jam a couple times with us, and Mike Stovacek and I are like, that's pretty cool. Let's ask Mike to come in.
Right.
And so he did that. And so actually he was still going to school, so he's commuting on weekends to come up and jam with us in Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
So we cut a demo as a 5-piece. Bill Allen, Mike Stovacek, Mike Klein, Mike Smith, 3 mics, and me. And we did that at Inner Ear with Don Zantira.
Right.
So that's the first demo. I think, did you replace Bill? Yeah, because Mike came to the interview. Okay, so Bill disappears one day, just is gone, and then we put in an ad. Somehow we got Chris. We had an ad either at Rolls Music.
Yeah, either at Rolls Music or into the city paper. One of those.
One of those.
I used to scour that stuff. Like I would try out with a lot of different bands. Throughout a couple years after high school.
Right.
And you had to kind of pick and choose and weigh out the options of the drive and all that.
And you were
stuff,
playing with some
you know.
people before.
I played in high school with people, yeah.
And didn't you have like a rig that burned up or something like that?
Yeah. Right before I got with these guys, it was, you know, kind of a speed metal band, and we were in a barn, you know, this rickety barn, and it had electricity out there, and he called me one day after a couple practices. I left all my stuff there. It was fairly cheap gear, you know, but yeah, that place had burnt to the ground. The one guy had a drum set there, and I mean, the guy I knew, he had a Marshall, and he didn't leave the stuff there. He always took
got
it
lucky.
with him. Yeah, and it was either, you know, electrical, or they said there were some Christians next door that might have burnt the place down after hearing that music.
So
It was like out in the
got
sticks,
revenge
you know,
on
like
them
out
in
on
the
a
90s.
farm or something off of 50. Route 50. It
So
was,
it's
Probably not
revenge,
there
man.
anymore.